Hello people, my name is Miranda. I'm here to share the story of how my daughter and I got revenge against my husband. The trouble involves a big company that my husband used to own. I say he used to own it because at the moment neither is the company flourishing, nor is he the owner of it. If you want to know how that came to be, follow this story closely. I have always been a hard-working woman. My parents were poor and had to take up arduous jobs to make ends meet. I grew up in poverty and went to a public school. However, I never complained about my situation. I worked hard in school and got great grades. When I graduated from school, I got an amazing scholarship for a business degree. I was ecstatic. It was my dream come true. When I was studying here, I met my husband Jordan. Like me, he too was taking a business major. We bonded on our shared interest in having our own company. Eventually we became close and started to date. Things were just as they should be. He was an amazing boyfriend and later became a good husband. After we graduated college, both I and Jordan joined a high-paying job. However, after we got engaged, Jordan went off to open his own company. Since he did not have enough money to start a business, I decided to support him financially. I said, "Jordan, I know you really want to work on building a company right now. I want you to follow your dreams. You can quit your job and start your company now."
"But I don't have the money, Miranda. If I don't work, where will the capital come from? Besides, I have to feed myself."
"I will take care of everything, Jordan. With my salary, I can support both of us financially. I'll put in my savings so that you can start immediately. You don't have to worry about anything."
"Really, Miranda? You will do that for me? God, I am so lucky to have you."
I was serious when I said I would support him. I did much more than that. For over 25 years, I worked for his company. No, I didn't have any stake in it. It was completely his company. However, I helped him out financially and sacrificed my savings when he was building his empire. I even helped him at work after I was done with mine. Slowly, with my efforts at networking, I was able to provide Jordan with a huge clientele. He looked after the internal team and ran the day-to-day operations. Slowly, the company began to get successful. I quit my job and took a position at his company to help him out. Together, we made our dream come true. We were happy both professionally and in our married life. However, things didn't stay that way for long. The trouble with my husband started when I gave birth to our daughter Mona. I could tell that Jordan was disappointed. I said, "Jordan, what is wrong? You don't look very happy."
"It's not important, Miranda. It's just that I wanted to have a son. I was hoping to get an heir for my company."
"Our daughter would be your heir, Jordan. We're both here to guide her. She'll be perfect, you know. Don't worry about this." Jordan didn't argue any further. However, I could tell that he was not convinced. I tried my best to take away his fears. However, it never went away. Things got even worse when his sister gave birth to a boy. His name was Taylor. Jordan got pretty excited and spent a lot of time with him. I was happy he finally got to do boy things with someone. However, I never thought he would end up neglecting our daughter for it. When Mona and Taylor got into trouble, it was always Mona who got all the scolding. Jordan and his sister just dismissed Taylor, saying, "Boys will be boys." I did have a lot of arguments with Jordan about it. He saw nothing wrong in what he did. One day, Mona came to me and said,
"Mom, why does Dad not love me? Is it because I am a girl?"
"Mona, dear, why are you thinking like this? That is not true at all. Your dad loves you very much."
"But Taylor said Dad doesn't love me at all. Dad does like him better. He plays with him all the time and gives him a lot of attention."
"Darling, Taylor is not telling you the truth. Don't listen to him. Your dad loves you, Mona." That's when Jordan and Taylor walked in. Jordan was holding Taylor's hand and smiling at him affectionately. For some reason, it made my heart go cold. Taylor came up to us and said,
"I'm not lying, Miranda. Jordan does love me more. He has told me that many times. I simply told Mona about it today."
"Taylor, that's a very mean thing to say. Jordan loves both of you. There is no reason for you to hurt Mona like that."
"Stop scolding him, Miranda. He's just a boy. He loves me and doesn't want to share.
There is no reason to scold him like that. He said nothing wrong. I do love him a lot. Mona needs to be less sensitive about everything." Yes, Jordan comforted Taylor instead of comforting his own daughter. My daughter cried silent tears while holding onto my dress. From that day, I started to resent my husband little by little. We fought a lot over his favoritism, and he never listened to me. I stayed with him because of my daughter. No matter what, Mona loved her dad and wanted to get his undivided love as well, so she worked hard to get it. Mona always told people that her dad was her idol and role model. Sadly, Jordan never valued her immense love for him. Years passed and the favoritism never stopped. Mona tried even harder to impress her father. She was a good kid with great grades and never got complaints from school. However, Taylor was a spoilt child who constantly looked down on people. Yet he was always the better one in my husband's eyes. When Mona graduated school and wanted to pursue a business degree, Jordan didn't pay much attention to it. However, when Taylor asked us to fund his business degree, he jumped at it. He paid it completely out of our pocket. Mona was able to graduate from college and land a good job at a company in my husband's industry. Meanwhile, Taylor dropped out and was spending money on video games. Instead of changing his stance, Jordan gave Taylor a job at our company. He never offered Mona a place. It's not like Taylor was a star employee. He often slacked on work and made others, including Jordan, do this work. Jordan never fired him. Seeing everything, Mona was heartbroken again, but determined to win her dad. Meanwhile, I also worked hard at the company to make it successful and leave a legacy behind for my daughter. Never in my wildest dreams had I imagined that my efforts would go in vain. When I and Jordan were in our 60s, Jordan suddenly wanted to retire. He talked about handing over the charge of the business very soon. In my mind, I thought Mona would get the company. She is our daughter and the legal heir after all. However, that never happened. One day, Jordan came home from work looking very happy. He also called Mona from her house because he wanted to talk. I thought that he would finally tell her to handle the company. However, he had no intentions of doing so. With a grin on his face, he told us the most despicable thing he had done. He said,
"I transferred the business to Taylor today. We signed all the papers today. He'll be taking over the company from next month. I wanted to let you guys know about this."
You have to be kidding me. You give away our company to Taylor? Are you insane? You never even discussed this with me. And what about Mona? Did you actually overlook your own daughter?
Mona is a woman and can't handle the hardships of running a business. She's not fit for the company. Taylor has been with me for a while and he is more suited, so I made this decision.
Dad, you gave the company to Taylor? He has no knowledge of handling a business. I have been working in this sector for a long time, and you think I am unworthy?
Taylor is not a pro at this, but he will learn. He is a man, so it won't be difficult for me to groom him for the role. It would have been impossible for you even with the experience.
How dare you say that, Jordan? I am a woman and I helped you set up this business. I spent 25 years of my life helping you with this company. You overlooked my feelings as well.
Look, Miranda, I am grateful for your help, but this company is fully in my name, so only I have the right to decide what happens to it. My decision is final and everything is set. There is no space for arguments anymore. I was reeling from Jordan's words. It felt like my entire world had come crashing down. I spent half of my life slaving for the company. I did it for my family. I did it in the hopes that my daughter would inherit it one day. Jordan just disregarded everything and gave the company to his nephew. I should have seen this coming, but somehow I was naive enough to think Jordan won't do it. I was wrong. He casually handed over our blood and sweat to his nephew, a freaking loser who couldn't hold a job. Mona was also exceptionally heartbroken. She spent years trying to get her father's approval. She even worked hard to prove to her dad that she is capable of handling these affairs. Jordan wiped out years of her hard work as well. We were completely cheated out of our fair share. It felt surreal, actually. Jordan's nonchalant attitude also didn't help with the situation. That night, Mona came to me alone and broke down in tears. Seeing her in pain absolutely crushed me. Inside anger started to bubble in my heart, so I made a plan. I was going to destroy Jordan's business. I will get my revenge against him. For me and Mona as well, so I encouraged my daughter to start her own company in the same industry. I said, "Listen to me, Mona. You need to make use of your skills and open your own company. I know you have learnt a lot over the years. Your experience will help you immensely. You don't need Jordan's company. You will make your own. I will help you as I have helped him.
But Mum, I am not sure. I mean, always did everything under your guidance. How can I be confident about a new venture?
Mona, you are a pro now. I have full faith in you. Your dad only became so successful because I invested money and helped him navigate business decisions. If it weren't for me, he wouldn't have bagged so many clients.
Will it be okay to go against Dad? I know if I start a new company, many clients would leave him. I mean, won't you be mad at me? You did put a lot of effort into Dad's company. I know it's like your baby.
You have my full support, Mona. Your dad used you and me to build his clientele. If he doesn't care about our feelings, you don't need to do so either. I could tell that slowly I was getting to her. In her mind, she was super upset at her dad. I knew she felt used and discarded only because she was a woman. The fact that Taylor gloated about taking over the company also fueled the fire. Since Jordan gave away the company without consulting me, I was going all out to destroy him. I would help my daughter become even more successful than her father. I also knew that I would divorce my husband. However, that would have to wait. First, I needed to help Mona set up the company. Since retiring, Jordan rarely paid any attention to his company. He was happy banking on his shares and enjoying the fruits of my labour. Mona had also stopped speaking to his father, and I rarely interacted with him. So he had no idea Mona had even opened a new company. Gradually, people got to know about Mona's company. I also told them what Jordan had done, and why I was supporting Mona instead. They were shocked by Jordan's favoritism, and were reluctant to do business with him. Additionally, they became skeptical of working with Taylor since he didn't have any reasonable experience in this field. So when they heard I was helping Mona run her business, they wanted to work with us instead. As I have said before, all these people joined our old company due to my effort. Jordan's company now started to lose clients at an alarming rate. He was pretty confused about why his shares were dropping rapidly. When Taylor frantically informed Jordan about what was going on, he came to his senses. Taylor said,
Mona has started a new company, Jordan. She's competing with us now. She's the reason we've lost so many clients. You need to do something. What? That's impossible. Mona can't open a business. She is a woman. A woman cannot just open a big business and become successful like that. No, Jordan, it's true. Your daughter has opened a company. Here, look at this. Our clients have mentioned that they no longer want to work with us because Miranda left us and was supporting Mona instead. Some clients said that their colleagues told them Mona is way better at the job than they were, so they decided to leave as well. No, that's impossible. This is a man's job. How can they rely on Mona so much? She can never be as good as me and you. She is not a man.
You might want to rethink that, Jordan. As you can see, Mona is doing much better than you, even when she just started. Plus, you keep forgetting one thing, Jordan. It was me who helped you get more clients, so it's natural you will lose them if I start supporting someone else.
How can you do this to our company, Miranda? We built this together.
Don't you have any remorse for destroying us? Stop saying us, Jordan. Even after I helped you build the company, you overlooked me and gave it to Taylor. Never once did you consult me about your decision. Now, you and he can figure out how to save your company. I said that and immediately left. They kept calling for me and asking me to talk. However, I didn't listen to them. While Taylor and Jordan were busy talking about what they could do, I packed my bags and left for my daughter's house. She knew about my plans to divorce Jordan, and she was supporting me. So, when I arrived at her house, she already had a room prepared for me. When Jordan noticed that I had left and taken some of my things as well, he started to blow up my phone. First it was filled with demands about coming home. Then he went on rants about how I was destroying his life and his hard work. I read every message but didn't reply. Neither did I pick up his calls or reply to his voicemails. A few days passed, but Jordan didn't come to Mona's house to talk it out with us. Instead, he was busy trying to use his brains and do some damage control at his company. However, he soon realized that it was too late. Even employees started to quit, since Mona's company had better pay. Mona guaranteed them a steady cash flow from her growing clientele, so many high-ranking employees quit their job at the old company and joined us instead. About 2 weeks later, Jordan did show up at Mona's door. It was just after my lawyer had served him divorce papers. He came and said,
Miranda, Mona, please don't do this to me. I am your family and so is my company. Have some mercy on me. Mona, I have no problem with you starting a company, but please don't take away my clients. We will go under if you don't stop.
Why should I care about you and your company, Dad? You made it clear that I was not a part of it.
And you made it clear I was no part of it either. You don't get to come here and make demands, Jordan. Look, I know I messed up, but I only did what I thought would be the best for the company.
And that meant handing over your power to your useless nephew, who doesn't have any concrete knowledge of running businesses. That makes total sense, Dad. You made it clear back then that I didn't deserve the company because I was a woman, and you ignored Mum's perspective on this because she is a woman.
I'm sorry, Mona. Please, guys, just tell me how I can make this right. I don't want a divorce, Miranda. Mona, I don't want to destroy our relationship. I love you guys. Those are lies, Jordan. You are only here because of your company. If you have even a little respect for us and our hard work, you would never have gone behind our backs. Hell, even 2 weeks ago you said it's impossible for Mona to have a successful company.
The joke's on you, Dad. With Mum's help and my skills, I'm all set to have an even bigger and better company than you.
Guys, please, don't do this. Fine, if you want to destroy Taylor and the company, then go ahead. I guess I deserve that. But please don't abandon me. I need you guys. You are my family.
There is no use crying now, Jordan. You made your choices, and we made ours. We don't have to have any kind of relationship with you. We are done. Mona outright disowned her dad and kicked him out. Jordan begged and pleaded, but we didn't hear him out. He had lost all his chances and won't be getting one again. Both I and Mona were heartbroken with what had happened. It was a big blow to us, especially since the betrayal came from the one closest to us. Months passed and neither I nor Mona relented. Me and Jordan got divorced and I ended up getting the house. Meanwhile, Jordan chose to keep the company because he still held on the hope of restoring his reputation and clientele. I knew the business better than him and could tell that the business will never stand up again. Taylor is a lousy boss with no business sense. All he did was shout at his employees and lay down inhumane rules. There have been numerous complaints about the internal workings of the company, and many people left their jobs. Currently, it is standing on a very shaky foundation and the future looks bleak. Jordan begged me and Mona to stay in touch. Mona outright told him that he was no longer welcome in her life. I stopped speaking to Jordan long ago, but he still tries to reach out. Mona and her fiancé have taken over their company and everything is running smoothly. I am still a major investor and own many shares, so I am set for life. I plan on retiring and buying a house by the beach in a few years. For us, the future holds a lot of promise while Jordan and Taylor are stuck in the ruins of the past.